Disclaimer. The content in this video is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are those of the creator and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any other individual, ethnic group or entity. The video may discuss topics related to an individual, but it is not intended to harm or defame that person or any other entities, nor does it intend to malign any religion, race, ethnic group, club, organization, or individual. All content within this video is provided with the best intentions, and the creator does not make representations as to the accuracy, completeness, suitability, or validity of any information, individual or entity. The creator will not be liable for any errors or omissions in this information, nor even the credibility of this information. The creator will not be liable for any losses, injuries, or damages from the display or use of this information. Viewer discretion is advised.
Before we dive into today's dialogue, let's anchor ourselves in a transformative mindset. It's about nurturing a global village where human dignity flourishes, community support thrives, and resources flow fairly. This is the foundation for expats to forge authentic bonds and meaningful relationships in lands they venture to call home. Let's embark on this journey together, with open hearts and minds. No need to stereotype everyone you meet based on the views of other expats or even influencers. Your desires should be stereotyped, not the people. If you like hanging out at red light districts and girly bars, then you should know the stereotype you're dealing with. There are other places where you will find someone who doesn't want a lady drink. It's like that. Anyway, let's move on with the video. Calvin from Sunshine Shoulders is still in a dream where every day is his honeymoon. He claims relevance over the topic of Filipinas and relationships but has never met anyone offline or courted anyone respectfully. He was in a relationship with 3 different women at the same time, blamed it on his divorce, then catfished one into a relationship. The real tale here is of manipulation and exploitation, where the Filipinas that were unfortunate enough to fall for his tricks were all used and dumped like empty bottles after drinking the contents. Why? Because he was going through a bitter divorce.
The most lucrative businesses here, although it's illegal, but it's an open secret, is the 5-6 business. I don't advocate that, but I'm telling you, if you want to, get rid of all the bullshit and start earning money, you start loaning money. That's how you do it over here. You want to cut to the chase, you do the 5-6. For every 5 pesos they borrow, they pay 6 back. So if they borrow 1,000, they pay 1,200 back. Okay? And then, but they pay you every day. So if you do it for a month, that's what? 40 pesos a day they have to give you. So if you got 10 customers like that you're getting 4,000 pesos, 400 pesos a day.
Lending money is a major headache here in the Philippines, not only for expats or foreigners but locals as well. It's a huge problem since there are no laws that cover this unless a contract of some sort has been notarized and engaged as security. It is an insult to do such to a friend, and so the situation here is quite sensitive. It is even a common expat joke that lending money to a Filipino is considered as a gift. If you come over here expecting to operate a 5-6 business, then you better have prescriptions for sleeping pills and headache medication. That's the real nitty-gritty. Those who are into this hustle are mostly Indians and Chinese who have lived in the Philippines for generations. Most Indians are 2nd or 3rd generation, while the Chinese go way, way back. These 5-6 hustlers usually have customers spanning back generations. Their family has history in this sort of business, and so they know how to conduct themselves in a way that protects their investment. Westerners don't have the qualities to operate such a scheme. Calvin does not know what he is saying. His whole channel is filled with inconsistencies, misconceptions, and misunderstanding. The real nitty-gritty is nothing but a sofa or couch view of the Philippines. How can you trust the relevance of his content?
The number 1 complaint from foreigners in the Philippines. The number 1 complaint is Wi-Fi, or the lack of Wi-Fi stream.
Everyone who has actually lived in the Philippines knows that the one thing that foreigners, particularly Westerners in general, complain about is the size of clothing and other garments. This includes shoes. The sizes are usually in Chinese or Korean. If you want to pay extra from Amazon or some other international seller or selling platform, you'll find better quality. The goods and products here appeal to the majority population, and so most are of lower quality. This especially applies to electronic appliances. Even flagship phones cost over $1,000 over here. So in general, the number one complaint that foreigners have over here in the Philippines is the size of clothing and shoes, including the quality of appliances. You'd have to sift through low-quality sellers and resellers before actually finding quality items on local platforms. On the other hand, your idea of quality may change after living here for a while. Overpriced quality can usually be found in malls. That's the real nitty-gritty. In all his videos, Calvin portrays Filipinas as heaven-sent and incapable. In addition to his obsession with Filipinas, he also engages in adult-themed private talks and publicly attempts to indoctrinate his partner and other followers into indulging in forbidden knowledge while stereotyping all his experiences and encounters. It's the same everywhere in the world. There is nothing out of this world about dating a Filipina as opposed to a French or Russian woman. The culture may be different, but as a human being, it's the same dynamics at play. Women want someone with a future. That's the simple truth that Calvin hasn't figured out in his countless hours of research, content, and confessions. There are no unicorns and fairy tales over here. A few decades from now, Calvin will be a forgotten memory. He will leave material and wealth to his family as the head of the plantation. His legacy will be through material and wealth. Calvin is a white man in a black man's skin. He will be remembered as the walking ATM from the West who cheated on multiple women like they were just dolls in a playhouse before catfishing his current Filipina into a relationship. She doesn't even trust him and watches over him like the asset that he is. Calvin is her investment, the one who will leave her a little bit better off. Cause after all, remember, Calvin catfished her and leveraged money to woo her over before using her resources to his advantage. It's a win-win situation, as he would put it. It's quite disappointing that the walking ATM of the West in the Philippines is not light-skinned. Now remember, your legacy lies not in financial gains, but in the lives you touch. Wherever you are, as the sun sets, rises or shines over ancient temples, majestic seas, bustling streets or markets, remember that true wealth resides in the connections you forge, the laughter you share, and the moments that transcend mere currency and material assets of this sinful world. If you say that the Philippines changed you, then remember this. The Philippines is nothing without its people. Filipinos changed you, not the Philippines.